Vishnu. Anirban is pursuing dynamic leadership path. So today's speech is going to be last speech of this dynamic leadership path. So this is a very important speech. So it gives a chance to reflect on your path. So the purpose of this speech is to reflect on your growth during the completion of an entire path. So it's a good learning opportunity for each one of us. Over to you, Toastmaster Anirban.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anil. It was September 2019. Just like my daughter, when I leave her in the next room in RGI Institute, like a little kid, I just peep into the next room, slightly opening the door that what's happening. So I saw there is a classroom, some people are sitting over there, and a person telling something to them. I don't want to be there for a little bit more moment because it's not look like that a kind of 5 feet 8 inch person peeping through the door and try to listen what's happening. Then I figure out that some of the faces are familiar. I could find Deepak over there. I could find Anil over there. And the person who was on the stage, he was Mukesh. So I was surprised, what is happening? So I waited till the session ended in the kids' room. And then that room also, the gate opened and Mukesh came out. So I asked Mukesh, what is happening? Mukesh said that I have opened the new Toastmaster Club, Move Mountains Toastmasters Club. Now this association with Toastmasters started way back in 2016 when Sinjini joined Toastmasters. And when she was a president in GCTC Club, I went there as a guest. And as a guest, I kind of participated in table topics. And a very memorable thing happened that I won the table topics in that particular meeting. And the president was giving certificate to the table topic awardee. So that particular moment, I felt like I should also join and I should also be part of this fun at least. But the problem is that I was not able to find any time. So after peeping through the door and having discussion with Mukesh, I came back home and talked to my Toastmaster Mama, which is Sinjini. Mama, should I join? So Sinjini said, obviously, I would also join the club. And then with my Toastmaster Mama, I joined the club. But the problem is that even if your mama is good at something, you don't listen to your mama. And being the trainer of our club, I always try to learn by myself and never take Sinjini's any of the advice. Even if she says anything, I would not listen to that advice in that particular meeting, but I will try to incorporate it in the later ones. That's why after joining, for the first speech, the icebreaker speech, I was procrastinating a lot. And then the TMOD Anil came and he gave an entire TMOD session on procrastination. Then I have decided I need to give my next speech next week only. I gave the speech and it was mostly on the line of different film dialogues explaining my life experience. Some people liked it. I got a little bit more enthusiasm, and by that time I had chosen this path of dynamic leadership. The next speech came, but that point of time I was deeply disturbed in my second project because the Priyanka Reddy incident happened. I was not in a proper mindset to give a speech, but I tried to incorporate my mental or emotional situation into my speech. And before my speech that day, I have told and I have taken permission that I'm not going to follow the typical Toastmaster speech giving procedure, my stage movement or anything, because I was not in that sort of mental condition. And I was given a speech, a letter from a daughter to her father. And that was my first base speaker speech in this club. My third speech happened in a way that the scheduled speaker didn't turn up. And Anil told us that whoever like to use this slot, do it. So my mama was sitting next to me. Mama told me, do it. Take this challenge. I was quickly searched by the time a few speeches was happening, and I searched on my favorite comics character Tintin, and I did my project 3 on the research project on Tintin. And by the process, within 5 minutes, I found how Tintin's character was so political. It's not only for enjoyment. Then my journey goes on, one after another, one after another. And I was surprised to see I have joined this club for fun, joined this club for enjoyment. But though it is not fun, it's a very serious matter. Each and every project is getting more and more complicated, more and more in-depth thinking, in-depth processing, in-depth preparation was required. But I started enjoying it as well. And the way things are happening, we talked about Vishnu has today taken a very serious topic. What is the purpose of your life? I started questioning myself again and again, not a parent club. What is the purpose that I have joined Toastmasters? What is the purpose of this path that the dynamic leadership has these steps? And the way it is designed, why it is designed, I could see that slowly, maybe that's a drastic change. I have not become a great speaker or great orator within these 3-4 months, but it is improving. Each and every auxiliary report week after week shows that my R counter is getting better. My grammatical errors are getting improved. Sorry, not my grammatical errors, but my grammatical errors are getting reduced, and my grammatical process, the way I am using it in my speech, it is getting improved. And then come the more and more difficult ones with the longer and longer speech. And I was trying to put myself in more and more challenge. The discussion that supposed to happen within the 15 and 20 minutes, the question answer session, I was never came across this kind of meeting before. So I was not sure how to design it and how to plan it. And I thought that maybe I will spare around 10 to 12 minutes and I will talk about women empowerment, the womenomics topic over there. And unfortunately, as I was sharing my screen, I could not see that in that day timer Anil was showing his card. It was absolutely not visible to me and within this little computer. And for the first time in my life, I missed my timing of my speech by a way lot margin. And I decided myself that okay, I would go and it's a very difficult thing to come up with another topic for 15 to 20 minutes. But the next onwards, I will keep myself within the time. And this is a very important thing because each of the speech is designed that way and we should respect that. But next week, I try to come up with a panel discussion and it requires 20 to 40 minutes within this structure. And it was very difficult. I come up with fitting into our 2 hours meeting, and definitely I would understand that there are many speakers, everyone needs to talk. So I proposed that, but being our VP Education that point of time and President Mukesh, both of us told the content of your speech is about child emotional safety, and what your project also allows you to present it outside the club. So why don't you do it outside the club? It will give a huge experience to the outside audience. So I went ahead and had this discussion over Facebook. And till the time, I'm surprised to see 3,000 people has seen those discussions. So many people have texted me back that you should do this thing more often. It is so insightful. It is so important. We often forget about, we take care of our child's financial safety. We take care about their educational and other safety that we look into, physical safety and all. But we completely forget about how to ensure the emotional safety. And the word emotional safety also is not clear to everybody. Thanks to the psychologists who've been there and she told us that it would be better that we take questions before, so that we can address real life situations, real life problems that people are facing. And she addressed within that scope of 30 minutes that was given by Toastmaster guideline. Within that scope of 30 minutes, how much is possible she has done that. So from that person who I still believe is still learning, standing at this last speech of this dynamic leadership, I see myself the change from the first speech to this one is that somehow I able to find the purpose of Toastmaster in my life. The purpose of Toastmaster just not being usefully, make a 2 hours not sitting with my daughter and getting into another room and just have a time pass, but I could find a proper purpose, the purpose of what DTM Sinjini, my Toastmaster mama, told me every time, that prepare, prepare, prepare. There is no other option than that. And also how Toastmasters different path make you grow as a leader, as a presenter, as a public speaker, and as a person as well. Because somewhere I feel the panel discussion I had around child safety, if 3,000 people have seen it, it has somehow contributed to the society in general as well. And to be very frankly speaking, my daughter also seen that video. And after that, she also came back to me and said that I realized that these are the things I did not follow. These are the things I do follow. And dad, these are the things you do follow, but these are the things you don't follow. So it was so far a very, very nice experience to follow this Toastmaster path. It was very challenging, but enjoying each and every project. And I would request all the new joiners who have came over here and who are in the early level, I would say don't hesitate. None of us here are professional speakers. We are here to find our confidence back. We are here to face through the challenge to ourselves. No one is judging us, but whether they are judging us, they are judging us for right reason, for right purpose, and that is for our own self-improvement. Thank you. Over to Timothy.